Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WCS season finals in Korea. We are now a second best of 5 of the day, and currently Alicia is in trouble.
He is indeed. He's gonna have to do something a bit different. You know, he's scouting and getting intel, and then maybe not countering it quite right, like not making a wall in against someone who's adding gateways and obviously going to attack very soon. Things like that. So hopefully he can pick it up and take some wins, or we're going to have basically almost the same top 4 as GSL.
Yeah, that could definitely happen here. And so far, I have to say, from the looks of it and how the first 2 games went, SOS just looked like the superior player here. Just like playing on a different level, he had the better macro, and in the fights he had the better unit control.
Well, the thing is, you know, you practice a lot more PvP, I think, if you're on a Kespa team, because you play in Pro League, and Pro League is really Protoss heavy right now. So it just stands to reason that SOS would have very sharp PvP right now.
And it's actually true. Alicia, the only match that he played offline in in Heart of the Swarm in PvP was against Hero. That series that he played, of course, at WCS America, and he lost that series. He lost it to Hero with a 1-3. And on the other hand, you have someone like SOS who has now nearly 17 games in Protoss versus Protoss, in Pro League, of course, in particular. So a lot of matches that he played here, and where he's definitely more familiar with the matchup, at least in Heart of the Swarm, whereas Alicia was more focusing on other matchups. He's really strong, especially against Zerg players, for example, something that we could witness yesterday.
Yeah.
Game number 3 going to be on Neo Planet S, and we are jumping right into the match, right now. So we have the 3rd game, and it could actually be the last here in our second match.
It definitely could be. We'll have to see. Neo Planet S, definitely one of these maps where you can expand very quickly and defend it easily. Will we see that, or will we just see some aggression?
We're jumping into the game right now. Game number 3 coming up here, the WCS season finals in Korea, and starting to the top right of the map. We have once again for Team Axiom,
Axiom Alicia from America.
And his opponent with a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 series at the bottom left of the map. It is
Wongjin Stars SOS from Korea.
SOS so far really stable, really good builds that he has shown us once, of course, especially in the last game on Akilon, was able to take his opponent down, the first map being Belcher Vestige, where Alicia, once again, he got those scouting information, but he didn't really work with them. He didn't build up the building wall that he talked about earlier. He had troubles focusing with those Immortals against the Stalkers. Then in game number 2 we saw a similar situation where he had a very well positioned observer. He saw the unit composition of SOS, but he was falling a little bit behind. Especially this one smart move by SOS where he got into the Oracle before his fleet beacon was done.
That was
and
cool.
was able to take off 9 of the probes. That really helped him solidifying this lead.
Yeah, you know, but I'm not going to rag on Alicia too hard for losing that game, because that was a unit composition and a timing that I have not seen, and I'm pretty sure I see it like 99% of all PvPs played on TV. So, I mean, that was really something sharp and new by SOS. So Alicia may not know exactly how to counter it. I'm still thinking theoretically. My mind keeps jumping around, and now I'm starting to think, well, you know what? Psystorm actually would have been very useful in that. Void Rays would have been okay against it. I'm not really completely sure yet, so it's okay that he lost that one.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about what he could have done against this, and one of the problems that you, of course, have with the Void Rays, if you want to kind of try to counter those Tempests, is that there's so many Archons that you have to fly over. The range really is an issue. To get close enough to those Tempests to do damage and make sure that they can't focus down the Immortals and all the other units in the composition, it's really, really difficult to make that happen. Blink Stalkers, not really an option. You can't blink in the middle of your opponent's army and hope to take them down. But a really interesting bit that SOS showed us here. What do you think are we going to see from Alicia in game number 3? Do you think he's going to play a straight-up game, or will he try to actually just hit a timing here?
I think he might go Stargate again, to be honest. He's already going into 2 gateway play, and we saw before his 2 gateway play into Stargate was pretty strong, it was pretty nice. I think that's what we're going to see. This guy, he likes Stargate in a lot of matchups. He likes Stargate units, Caldor. That's for sure.
He's shown it to us in 2 games already, and we could very well see that in game number 3 too. We have now another pylon apparently being to the right side of SOS, which could also indicate that he's trying to hide something, but of course it helps him later on if Alicia really decides to go into Oracles to identify that fast enough.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what is being made in just a moment here. from Alicia. He is making that mothership core, and he's chilling on one Stalker at the moment. We'll see if he starts a couple more in a second here. And there it is. It is the Stargate once again.
Same build that we've seen from Alicia in the last few games, going down the tech road once more.
Yeah, he's... could he be the Stargate version of Inca?
Yeah. But it's not as cool as going ETs every game.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we actually have the Twilight Council coming up for SOS, so kind of a rematch from Game 1 right now.
And you know, this is one of those maps where you, with Blink Stalkers, can do a lot more because you have a much bigger surface area than compared to Battleship Vestige, where you can jump up once the mothership core gives you the vision on the high ground.
Yeah, yeah. And you can jump up there, but don't forget as well, the ramp is really close to that area to jump up, so they're going to defend it pretty viciously as well. And here we go, we actually have the third Stalker coming up, and in fact, trying to snipe that mothership core does pull it away. Good micro here by both players, walking around that Time Warp. Very smart move by SOS.
SOS doesn't only get the Stalker kill, but he really has a good position right now. He Corona boosted those Stalkers early on. He wants to go for the aggression. Is now in his opponent's main base, trying to snipe the mothership core. Has to be careful here, even canceling the pylon. Decides to move back here with the 2 gateways that Alicia already has. He at least is safe for now.
Yeah, Alicia completely safe at the moment. And now he's about to have this Oracle pop out, and that Stargate has not been scouted yet. So we'll see if he can actually get down there and do some damage. In the meantime, a proxy pylon has been found, and basically the plans of Alicia are revealed right now.
Yeah, they definitely are. The pylon is already spotted, so he's going to lose that in a second, which is not going to supply block him. But of course, Alicia planned that out a little bit different here.
Kaldor. Watch this. Oh, God.
That is very unfortunate for him now.
Ooh. Never mind.
Survives just barely.
Happiness. Well, he forces a couple Stalkers in there, but he's already taken a lot of damage on this Oracle, so it's going to be hard to harass with. The one thing it will do is keep 2 Stalkers at home.
But we have SOS moving out now, and he has 9 Stalkers against 4. Blink is on the way. Alicia trying to expand. That's not going to happen. But all those Stalkers, they could finish the hopes of the Axiom player here.
Well, he does force them back for a moment as they do stand too close to that high ground. Looks like he's going to have to cancel the Nexus. I don't see him holding this right now.
There's no way.
Yeah, that's a little bit painful, but it's okay. It's not like he's out of the game yet for this.
But the problem is, as soon as we have the Blink for SOS ready and him going into the main base, Alicia will be able to force field the ramp, but he just doesn't have the Stalker numbers that he needs to pull that off. And here comes the Blink. The upgrade is nearly completed, and Alicia is miles away from getting the first Immortal into the map.
Yeah, that is true. He's got to be very careful about this incoming attack. Does he have energy for a Nexus Cannon? It looks like he does, so he's going to go ahead and use that while he waits for some Immortals. So he should be okay, but SOS definitely has complete map control right now.
SOS still with 2 Stalkers in his mineral line, so the Oracle that is going into the main base of the Wounding Stars play is not going to do too much here. Alicia is trying, but at the same time he has to defend against SOS being overly aggressive now to the top right.
And he decides to just kill as many probes as possible. Doesn't really get all that many. In the meantime, SOS continues to put pressure on against this build, running in and sniping things, then blinking out. 1
Immortal, that's all that he has for now. Here comes the Time Warrior, but a little bit premature, not doing too much.
Yeah. And another Oracle actually being created. He knows that those Stalkers are going to come up and has decided that this is the way that maybe he can equalize this game now.
Good attempt here to snipe the Cybernetics Core, forces Alicia out right now. Here comes the Time Warp, much better this time, and a lot of hits already on the Stalkers of Alicia. He's trying to bring those few Immortals to the front, but the force fields, they prevent that. They actually work against him.
Well, Alicia, he is still holding on a little bit, but he's taking a lot of damage. And there we go, the blink up. He knows that there's not enough units. In fact, the Oracle turns on, but I don't think it's going to be enough, Kaldor. This is a lot of Stalkers to deal with.
This is 18 Stalkers against only 4. The 1 Immortal is not going to save him. 1 lost already, and the Cybernetics Core gone. GG, and SOS advances with a quick 3-0 over Alicia into the semifinals against his teammate Sulky.
Well, this is kind of deja vu going on right now. We're having, so far, 1/2 of that top 4 exactly the same. Yep. Unfortunately, Symbol's already out, so can't go 100%, but I think you can bet on Innovation getting there as well.
If Innovation takes out Alive later on, then 3 of the 4 players that are in the WSAS Season 1 finals, semifinals.
I want to set something up for you right now. Ready? Sulky versus SOS on one side. On the other side, Innovation versus MVP. MVP goes through and wins and says, "Oh, you're so lucky that I went to Europe."
That would actually be really cool.
That would be awesome.
And then we had a European player win.
Yes, that's
I told
right.
you he's German now.
Even I thought he was. I thought he was Swedish.
No, Jürgen is definitely German.
Jorgen is definitely Swedish.
Jürgen, not Jorgen. That's a difference.
No, Jorgen.
Oh God, you Americans.
Oh, God, you Austrians. Okay, here we have the results of today. Sulky 3-1 against Roro, and SOS's teammate 3-0 against Alicia.
Yeah, very quick games. Especially, I mean, the series between Sulky and Roro was really interesting. I love that. But I have to say that I expected a little bit more from Alicia here. He was up against a very tough opponent, and we talked about the PvP history for both of them in Heart of the Swarm. But very unfortunate, of course, here for the Axiom player. But still, gets 1,000 points for WCS, which is always a lot, of course.
That is a lot of points indeed. You know, you've got to build them up all year long and try to get into that huge global finals at the end.
And of course, the 7,000 that he just won, the $7,000, that is also going to help a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? 7K, not too bad, not too shabby. So tonight, you and Wolf are going to be casting.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
We have 2 Terran versus Terrans coming up, and really good ones at that. First of all, we're going to start with 4GG up against MVP. That's going to be a good one. And then we have Innovation versus Alive.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure how well Alive will hold up against Innovation. I'm feeling like Innovation might just kind of crush him. I'm sorry to say I love Alive, but Innovation feels like he's a completely different level. As far as 4GG MVP, I think that's going to be a really nice match.
I completely agree. I really want to know who's going to win. I mean, we have basically 2 Europeans facing off against each other.
Yeah.
We're claiming both now. You can have Stefano, he's retiring, so that's fine.
Yeah, no, I'll keep Stefano. That's fine. He's on Team USA.
Yeah. I'm completely okay with this. If I get MVP for Stefano, that's cool.
Okay.
I love you, so I'm sorry, but I have to go with Jürgen here.
All right. Well, I think that's it for us in this morning group. I'm so glad that you guys joined us, and of course our wonderful audience, so hardcore, come to the studio and watching. These guys will be back very soon with the next round, and I'll see you tomorrow with Tasteless all day long.
I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. We're going to see you later, and this is it for now at the WCS Season 1 Finals here in Korea. We'll be back later with the next 2 matches in the round of 8. See you soon.